Okay, so we have our week 5 integrative assignment that goes over the digestive system and ojas and agni and then the qualities of ojas that are present. So to start off with, there are 3 processes of digestion. The first stage is the kapha stage, where the stuff you eat the wholesome food and you put it into your it goes into your stomach, so it's just kind of sitting there waiting to get processed. So in that first hour, with the saliva mucus that's in your stomach, the this is the kapha stage. It starts to mix together and churn and digest the food that's been added. So after that stage, what ends up happening is the pitta stage. So after it becomes that liquefied substance and broken down, more subtler, it becomes more acidic type of digestion that takes place. So this is when the food starts to move from the stomach and becomes more pure as pitta is taking care of it. So it goes on that molecular and chemical level where the food's broken down very finely then. So what the body needs to circulate to put into the liver and into the blood. So after that, when it's down to that fine molecular chemical level, Vata, since it handles transportation, gets these nutrients throughout the body, specifically through each of the 7 dhatus. So these 7 dhatus, which is our first question, describe the stages of the dhatu formation. So after those 3 stages of digestion happen, the 7 tissues need to be nourished in a sequential manner and nurtured to get that final stage of ojas. So ojas is that more refined product of digestion and metabolism. So the sequential progression of the metabolism of the dhatus is it goes through those 3 stages, and the first stage that happens of the tissue that gets nourished is plasma. Next is blood, muscles next, fat, bone, bone marrow is next, and nervous tissue. And the last tissue to be nourished is reproductive tissue. And as long as the food's wholesome, taken in at proper times, proper quantities, you're in the right environment, taking in food at the right season, your mood's great, and it meets the certain qualities it's going to. You're eating the right type of food for the season. You, after it's nourished that 7th tissue, that's what you get, ojas, the final, most refined product of that digestion and metabolism. So that is our second question. How does this process relate to the creation of ojas? Ojas correlates with consciousness also. And with that physical substance being distributed to the body, then you get it to relate to soma, which is soma's a non-physical substance that's represented by samiti, that wholeness value of intelligence that's throughout the whole mind-body system, and it's responsible for the balance of the more substantial level of existence. So if you're able to get those ojas and your consciousness aligned by taking in just wonderful food, then you're just going to feel balance and clarity throughout the whole body. So we are also asked, what is the importance of Agni in this process? The importance of Agni in the process. So Agni, the main Agni is Jatar Agni. That's the first Agni. It's the one that's, I guess, the controller over everything, make sure everything stays in balance. So each of the tissues work together with a certain set of the Mahabhutas, which is those elements. They actually have their own agnis. So each Bhuta Agni is associated with certain digestive intelligence. So you have the oh goodness, the Akshna Agni, the Vayu Agni, Tejas Agni, Apa Agni, and Praviti Agni. So air, um, space, water, earth, and fire, which I probably didn't say in order. But those are the ones, and each one of those is associated with one of the digestive intelligence, which is the Rasa Agni, the Rakta Agni, the Mamasa Agni, Meda Agni, Ashanti Agni, Maja Agni, and Shaktra Agni. And each one of those has a corresponding element that's with them, so that way they can work together to get everything distributed throughout the body evenly. So an example is earth element nourishes the earth element in the body, water element nourishes water element in the body, and so on and so on. So if all of that's met, not just the diet, but like our psychophysiology or physiology and our mental state of being, even spiritual state, it promotes balance. So as far as creation, that's one thing we were asked to discuss, creation of the ojas. It begins like at birth when we're forming in the body. So just to keep that maintained, you have to make sure you maintain a proper diet in the proper environment, proper season, proper quantities, everything. And ojas is also related to kapha. Balanced kapha shows and promotes ojas. So if that's out of balance, ojas isn't going to be doing what it's supposed to. So we are also asked what are the general qualities that are expressed in oja, or that's present in ojas. So ojas is in the heart. It's at the seat of the heart, and it circulates throughout the entire body evenly. So since ojas is associated with kapha, as long as we are eating properly and wholesome foods and all the different states that it needs to be in, where we're at in life, experience, they both have the same similar qualities. They're both well built, well structured, solid build on a mental, emotional, and physiological level. So the qualities that show up in soma, because soma and ojas go hand in hand, as long as everything's going well and you're happy and healthy and eating right and your experiences are wonderful. So the qualities that they show are both show are unctuous, white, cool, stable, moving and flowing, pure in quality, soft, and cohesive. Both kapha and ojas have that. So that's what we want to see, as long as we're taking care of ourselves and we're aware of the different changes going on in the seasons, in our environment, in our experience, in our food, mental, emotional state. Assessing my level of ojas, I've noticed since I've changed my diet a little bit that it's getting a lot better. I'm having more clarity, even in kapha. I don't have as much covering. There's some days I don't feel any covering. I'm having a good day, good experience. The weather's nice. The kids are behaving. Because that goes with the mental and emotional state some days. Because it's not just them. It's me too. It depends on my mood. How I'm eating, how they're eating, how the fur babies are being. So I've gotten that softness, the coolness, the unctuousness, the stability, the where it's moving, it's not erratic, stuff like that. I felt all that in kapha because most times I can feel clarity and stuff, and the moving and everything feels stable in the other two. But kapha is kind of that gotta get to going thing. But that's what I have for you. Thank you so much. Hi, I just wanted to clarify on the Agnis. Since each one has to, each Mahabhuta Agni has to match up with the digestive tissues to with each element to digest the food. So if those aren't matching up, the Agni's not in balance or anything, it's not going to digest the food properly with each corresponding Bhuta Agni with its digestive intelligence where it matches up with the elements. So hopefully I've got that explained right. Thank you.